Africa for today. No other but the membership coordinator, Ebere Oko, and she's the coordinator at African Food Chain Makers, where she drives strategic efforts to expand and engage a vibrant community of agribusinesses across Africa. And most of us on this call are very familiar with our membership coordinator. She is someone who is passionate about agri and drives efforts on building strategic partnership, in establishing relationships with potential donors, potential funders, and also helping entrepreneurs in the agri-food space to scale. She holds a master's degree in business administration with a specialization in human resource management, and she brings over 14 years of multidisciplinary experience in business development, learning and development as well, and project management. Her work is rooted in the passion for building impactful ecosystem, enabling enterprises growth, and also creating sustainable development opportunities across Africa. And with a sounding applause in the chat box, please let us welcome our one and only membership coordinator at African Food Chain Makers, Ebere Oko, to delve these sessions and engagement with our members. Over to you, Ebere.
Thank you so much, Nosa, for the introduction. The slides will come up in a bit. So while we're waiting for the slide, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are joining this call from. I'm happy to be with you this afternoon from Nigeria. I'm actually in Nigeria and I'm connecting with all of you from across the continent. Isn't that amazing? Today, I'll be speaking on strategic partnerships as catalyst for transformative growth in agribusiness. There's a popular African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you have to go together. So I'll add to that, that if you want to truly change the ecosystem, the African food ecosystem, then you must build powerful partnerships. As African food change makers, our goal is to change the narratives, global narratives about African food systems. We want the entire world to respect the African food systems. We want the entire world to respect and recognize what we do in the agri-food ecosystem. And so everything that we do is connected to this goal. And because we cannot achieve this goal by ourselves, we work with partners. We reach out to different kinds of partners. We have the funding partners, the knowledge partners, implementers, and the like, because there is nothing you can do and succeed by yourself. You must connect with other persons. And that is even what African Food Chain Makers presents to its members. We give you that platform to seamlessly connect with other agripreneurs like yourself and collaborate and partner so that all of us can achieve this goal of changing global narratives. This changing global narratives of the African agri-food ecosystem is not just for AFCs alone. This is an assignment for every agri-food entrepreneur in Africa. And so that's why we call all of you change makers. So join me, let us walk through today's session and discuss strategic partnerships. What are the issues? What are the do's? What are the red flags? How can we do better? Okay, so we'll learn from each other. Today is going to be different. It's not a lecture. It's not a seminar. It's like a workshop. So I speak, you speak. We share knowledge together, knowledge and experience together. Now, today, you see on your screen that I have separated today's session into 5. This particular session I've separated into 5. First of all, I will talk about what makes a partnership strategic. You can partner with people, but make that word strategic makes the difference. So what makes it strategic? What are the types of strategic partnerships for agribusinesses? And I know a lot of you would know all of that. How do you identify partnership needs for your business? How do you know you need to partner? At what point should you partner? At what point should you begin to engage with prospective partners for your business? Building and sustaining the do's and the red flags for sustaining a high-powered strategic partnership we'll talk about. And the most important aspect of today's session is the open discussion, where we'll discuss from your experience. You know, I told you it's going to be different. So you are all SMEs. So I'm sure you would have engaged in one partnership or the other. Let us hear from you as well. What has your experience been? And you will be allowed to talk. So when it gets to that session, we discuss your experience around strategic partnership. Now, strategic partnerships are the new currency of scale. So what does that mean? If you want to scale your business, you will need to partner. And that is how we move from growth to transformation. So you want to grow, you need a partner. You want to transform your business, you need a partner. And this leads to shared infrastructure, blended financing, deeper impact, new markets, long-term resilience, and sustainability. There is nobody, no organization, no matter how skilled and brilliant you are, that can solve food system challenges alone. It's not possible. Partnerships convert isolation into ecosystems. What makes a partnership truly strategic? A partnership is not just a handshake. Oh, let's partner. I like what you do. Okay, let's work together. No, it goes beyond that. A partnership is not just a transaction. Oh, you sell this. Oh, let me pay for this. You buy this. That's not partnership. That's not strategic. That may be a partnership. You're my customer or you're my client, and you always buy from me, or you're my supplier, I always buy from you. That's a transaction, but it's not strategic. It's not a strategic partnership. What makes a partnership strategic? Strategic partnerships are alliances of conviction, not convenience. That means you are convinced of each other's values. You are convinced about each other's goals, each other's purpose. And these are built on three key pillars: shared vision. When I say shared vision, it's just like you have a couple, a man and a woman want to get married. They don't just go into marriage, they court for a while, right? To learn about themselves, to be sure that they share purpose. You must share purpose. If you don't share purpose, that partnership is a disaster. It's the same thing with business. If your vision is to make impact, is to add value in the continent, is to add value in the African food ecosystem, that's your impact. And then you meet a business person who is only interested in making profits. You both will have issues. In fact, that's a disaster. Impact, profits cannot work. You will make profits while you're making impact. Do you understand? But what is the vision? What is my vision as an organization? Okay. Is it the same thing as yours? Are you also looking to make impact? These are the questions you will ask if your partnership must be strategic. So if you want to go into partnership, it's not how much is this, how much is that? No. What drives your organization? Why did you set up your organizations? These are the things that will help you make strategic partnerships. Complementary strengths. What do you have? What don't I have? Let's bring it to the table and collaborate. It makes you stronger. I don't have money. You have money. I have the skill. I have the structure. Come, let us collaborate. Mutual commitment. This is a big deal. In fact, this is what makes it strategic, long-term, and sustainable. That you put money in together, you share risk. When there are successes, you celebrate together. When you grow together. When there are losses, you share the losses together. You share the risk together. This is what makes it long term. This is what actually makes it strategic. So now you understand what strategic partnerships is. While I move to the next slide, I want you to begin to think all the partnerships you have been involved in, are they strategic or are they just transactional? Now, Look at your slides, you see the different types of strategic partnerships that I'm very sure that all of you can relate with. Input partnerships, so where you connect or collaborate with seed companies, fertilizers companies, input dealers and the likes. You form a collaboration with them, especially for the farmers. You have the market access partnerships. You have the exporters, the aggregators, retailers, processors. In our space, especially food businesses, restaurants, okay, you can partner with them. You have, maybe you're a processor, you have a kind of say you produce spices, you process spices, you partner with a line of food businesses, to supply those products. That's partnership, okay? You want to push your products out of Nigeria, you engage with exporters who already have the structure, the orders, the contracts, and everything. You don't have all of those things. You don't have the papers. You don't have the money to do that export. But you have the products. They don't have the products. You connect to those kind of persons and you have your products go outside the country. Technology partnerships. We have a lot of agri-techs. Don't think you have to do it yourself. Okay, you don't have to be extremely tech savvy to actually benefit from technology innovations that are ongoing at the moment. You can partner with agri-tech organizations, digital platforms, and the likes. Finance partnerships. A lot of us are looking for free money. I need money to expand my business. Is there any free money? Is there any? As much as we do not condemn these free grants, we also encourage you to take up partnerships that will make you more accountable and more accountable, more responsible. You have people that you must report to on how the business is going. If it's always free money you get, your business may not grow. But if you have need to be accountable, you need to prove to people that this money they've given you is producing yield. If they must give you more, or if they must expose you to bigger opportunities, you need to show that. And there are lots of organizations you can partner with. You have the banks, microfinance, cooperatives, NGOs, and communities, as the case may be. You have the knowledge and capacity partnerships. You want to build capacity within your team. You need to train your team. You don't have that skill to train your team. You partner with an organization that can do that for you. There are universities, research institutions, government organizations, NGOs, development partners, and so on. Identifying your partnership needs. You see that it's not enough to just wake up, after this call, you say, okay, I need partners to just go ahead. There are ways, there are frameworks, there are steps you must follow to, identify your partner needs. You must define your business goals. Clarify your business goals. Define your growth objective. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to scale? Do you want to expand your business operations? Do you want to expand your market reach? You want to enter new markets? You want to improve your products? You want to go into exports? You need to decide that this is what I want for my business. When you have outlined your goals, your business goals, the next thing is to assess your internal gaps. Identify gaps, identify limitations. Okay, what are the things that you have that would, help you achieve those goals? That's on one hand, that's your strength. What are the things you don't have, but you need to achieve those goals? Those are your weaknesses. Opportunities. What are the opportunities out there for your business? What are the evolution? What's the evolution happening in the business environment that will positively impact my business? Those are opportunities. And if I'm able to achieve these goals, these my business goals, what are the opportunities there for my business? You outline that. The threats. What are the changes that may happen, within the business environment, externally, not necessarily within the organization, that will negatively impact on your business? Those are the threats. And when you are able to achieve these goals, what are the issues that may come up? Those are your threats. When you're applying those threats, now you know your weaknesses, you know your threats. The next thing you need to do is to identify organizations, stakeholders that you need to work with to help you close these gaps, to help you, close these limitations, to help you to shield you from the threats that may occur in the future. You see how strategic you must be in identifying your partners. You don't just wake up and say, oh, this guy, you do this, oh, let's partner, let's collaborate. No, it's beyond that. You must be strategic. After you identify your partners or the partners you would like to connect with, make sure you rank and prioritize. You have them, make sure they align with your vision, like we said earlier on. Make sure they align with your purpose. Do a background check, run due diligence on them, just to be sure that these are the right people you should be working with. And prioritize. You don't need to partner with everybody at the same time. What need is most important? What need is urgent? You prioritize, and then you begin to engage the prospective partners. And finally, what is your value proposition? Why should they partner with you? What makes you worth partnering with? This is the time where you, excuse me, craft your value proposition. Okay, and you see why the SWOT analysis helps you. While you're running your SWOT analysis, you are understanding your strengths and the opportunities of your business. And when you have this in your fingertips, you can easily communicate your value proposition to future um, to future prospective partners. Right? Can we have the next slide, please? Now, building and sustaining high value partnerships. This is the do's. These are the do's, okay? You can call them leadership moves, right? Start small. Don't throw every part of your business into that partnership immediately. No. Start small. Pick out a low-risk project and test alignment. Build trust. Be sure that you can work with this person. Be sure that this person keeps to their words, okay? Don't, before you expand or before you scale up that partnership. Define roles clearly. Define roles clearly. I wrote here that confusion kills collaboration. You must be clear on who does what, when, and how. Don't assume that this person has money and that person knows that I don't have money. So this partnership is supposed to know that he's the one that is bringing the money. Don't do that. That is very risky. Make sure you sit down and be clear on what you need from that person and what you can offer to that organization. Communicate often and honestly. Regular check-ins prevent small issues from becoming big problems. Be transparent about challenges. Your partner might, have solution to helping you, or coming out from those challenges. Don't take anything for granted. Okay, your partner is expecting that you should deliver 5 bags of rice, okay, and you are struggling with logistics. What logistic company is best? This last person that I used is unreliable. I need a reliable logistics. You don't engage your partner. You don't even, this is your partner. You don't even have that conversation that this is the issue you are facing. And then there is a delay. Supposed to have come in 2 weeks. It's 3 weeks already. Your partner is hearing nothing from you. It's 4 weeks already. They are not hearing anything. You are not saying anything. Okay. The 5th week, the products arrive, or maybe just 4 bags instead of 5 bags. How do you think that partner will connect with you? So there is no shame in saying that you are facing a challenge. Communicate with your partner. Very important. And then MOUs and contracts, I cannot overemphasize that. It is very important. Don't take anything for granted. Handshake deals are not enough again. They are not enough again. Make sure you have a terms of reference. Make sure you have a document that you can refer to. You will say, no, this person has been my day one buddy. He will not, there's no issue. We can solve our issues. Nobody is praying for issue, but at least have a document that would that anybody can refer to whenever there's confusion or we forget the role we are playing. We'll go to that document and say, this role, we need to do this. Remember, this is what we agreed. Remember, this is what we agreed. And even in the court of law, mediation, and all of that, all of these come in very, very handy. If anybody wants to settle you today, they will ask you, do you have any written document? If not, it is your word against his word. I'm hoping that one day, one of our sessions, will be able to bring in a legal practitioner, maybe a corporate business lawyer that would, teach us how to manage our contracts and agreements. But for now, don't take it for granted. Get MOUs, get contracts with anyone you'll be partnering with, even if the person is a member of the African Food Changemakers. Finally, monitor and review progress. So you're partnering with this person, you're partnering with this organization, you have KPIs, you have milestones, okay, you have metrics that you use to monitor if this partnership is actually yielding, desired results or not. And if not, then you will need to meet and realign and adjust. But if there's no possibility for realignment or adjustment, there's no need to continue. It's better you step up, you step out. Like I have said earlier on, treat your partner like a co-founder. Your partner is not just a vendor, he's a co-founder, it's part of your business. So treat them as a co-founder. If you have challenges, share. If you have wins, share. Then red flags, one-sided benefits. If only one party is winning, the partnership is already failing. So if only one person is doing all the work and the other person is just benefiting, and you say, oh, I have a partner, I have partners, that is moving to disaster. If it feels lopsided, if it's one-sided, pause and reassess. Don't be ashamed about it. Call your partner back to the table and have that conversation. If their goals are not clear, you might be part of a plan you did not agree to. Ask questions. Ask questions. There are a lot of cases today that people partner with organizations that are into money laundering. They don't know anything about it. I mean, they are just here to do the business and they get roped into something they are not aware of. So make sure you ask the right questions. And if they hesitate in answering your questions, then that is not a place you should be. I wrote there, trust your instincts. Poor communication. If they disappear when things get tough, it's a problem. Consistent open communication is non-negotiable. Lack of transparency. If they are not open about their operations, finances, or expectations, be careful. Transparency builds trust. Without it, you are flying blind. And if you bring the conversation about MOU, contract agreement, and they say, no, 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 no need, no need, no need. I've known from back in university days, run. A good partner wants clarity, not confusion. Red flag that you ignore today, those instincts that whisper to you, those signs you have seen, but you ignore, tomorrow they will become a crisis. Thank you very much for listening. But now I want us to have this open discussion. This is where we would spend time today. And I'm going to ask these questions one after the other. And if you have something to share with us, all you need to do is to put your hand up and the moderator will call you up to speak. He'll call you up to unmute and then you speak. So the first question is this. What was your most recent partnership business journey? What was the experience like? And now you know what is strategic and what is not strategic. So was that partnership strategic? Was it transactional? Was it transformational? Let us hear from you. Do we have anybody who wants to share their partner experience? If you've gone into any kind of partnership before, let us hear from you how that went. What was the most partnership business journey? What was the experience like? Was it strategic? Okay, I can see Patrick Tucker up. The moderator should help us.
Yes, I was trying to tell Patrick to unmute. Please, kindly unmute and speak. I'm asked it to unmute. Hi, Patrick.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. We
Can you
can
hear
hear you.
me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, we can
Patrick, I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for this interactive session. I am happy to be here, and I want to share my partnership journey I recently had. Um, I am the CEO for Daduba Cooperative. We are into cocoa business. We have over 3,000 farmers. We collaborate with the farmers, train them, and we help them create a market for their beans. Recently, I had an opportunity last season. We had an opportunity to partner with a German company, but because of the scale in which we do our production, they clearly decline their partnership with us. But unfortunately, they refer us to one of the biggest supplier they had here in Sierra Leone, which is Trading. They said because of the scale we are producing, they cannot partner with us directly. So they link us to partner with the highest supplier we have here in Sierra Leone. So we are fortunate to have a partnership with Trading. Last year, I met with the director. We have a conversation. We strike a deal. Even though the deal didn't went like I was expecting, but from the farmers' point of view, it was better because we strike a deal that at the end of the day, they were able to have more income compared to selling them in Sierra Leone. So I was actually trying to create a deal wherein we can actually connect the farmers directly from Sierra Leone to the Netherlands. Yes, but because of the scale in which we produce, most of the farmers are new and they had their farms are not that large. So they clearly declined us. They said we have to keep partnering with Trading, being that they produce in a very large scale. um, Maybe going further 2 or 3 years to come, if we are strong enough, then we can partner with them directly. So last year we partnered, we had a partnership deal with them. Even though there was some constraint along the line, but since that was the first partnership deal we had, for the farmers' point of view, it was fine because they realized more income than previous years. Yes. So I think it was nice, and I had a good experience with them. And recently, again, we last month we had a meeting because the season is up. By September, the cocoa bean season will start. We had a meeting with them to strike another deal, how we can partner together, how to increase the partnership that will benefit the farmers. Because last year when we sell, the farmers were not they receive more income from their beans, but they are not able to receive any premium because that was our first deal. They have to connect with the Netherlands and they have to strike some deals before these farmers can benefit from any premium. Yes, we are certified, but they are not able to benefit from any
Okay, thank you so much, Patrick.
benefits from
Your
the premium.
partnership is the market access partnership that we had talked about. So would you consider your partnership to be strategic? Your partnership with Trading to be strategic or transactional? Would you say it's strategic? You remember we said that strategic means that you and Trading are supposed to share the same vision. Or is it transactional that, oh, you're just bringing goods for Trading, Trading is helping you guys take it to Netherlands, and all of that. You get your returns, or it is deeper than that. So is it
It was strategic. It was strategic.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Patrick, for sharing that with us. So remember, like I said, you must do a background check or due diligence on whoever you intend to partner with. It is good to have tall dreams. Oh, these guys are doing huge. I need to partner with them. But are they open to partnering with your kind of business? Those are the questions you need to ask. And then you do further research. And thank God they referred you, to an organization you can partner with. Some will just look, I'm not interested, and keep you out, and then you will lose a lot of opportunities that are out there. So don't be discouraged. It is a good step in the right direction. Keep being consistent while you continue to do your research and know how you can scale this kind of partnership. Thank you very much, Patrick, for sharing your experience. Now, I need another person, a different person now, not Patrick, to tell us at the moment, what type of partnership do you need for your business? If I ask you, are you sure what you need for your business is funding or the right partner? Who would you even say? Sometimes it's the right collaborations that you actually need. You really do not need somebody to give you cash, but you probably just need the right collaboration, a partner that can, set you on the right direction and all of that. But I need somebody to tell us, what type of partnership do you need right now in your business? And you are saying this because there are a lot of people on the call right now. We have over 100 on the call. Who knows? Somebody may chat you up, from here to say, oh, let's talk afterwards. And while I invite Joshua Ishola to unmute, go to the chat box, every other person, and put there, tell you, this is what you do, and this is the kind of partnership that you seek. Who knows? There'll be somebody on the chat room, in the chat room here, that would want to connect with you after now. So, Ishola, Joshua, please unmute and tell us, what partnership do you need right now? Why? Why do you think that partnership is important for your business at this time?
Okay, so
Everybody's listening here.
thank you very much, Ma. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so I will just join your question together with the first question. And thank you very much for that very informative, presentation. Like, of course, you talk about the input partnership, the market access, the technology, the finance, knowledge, and capacity. For some of us, if you are to ask, I want to believe that if you are to ask maybe almost everyone, like everyone would like to talk about, finance, the finance aspect of the partnership. But of course, I would like to actually talk about the knowledge and capacity partnership. Okay, so I work as a food processing manager at Salco Limited, and our mission is to deliver high quality value added food products by processing locally grown crops like soybean, sorghum, sesame, and spices. And of course, as we continue to scale up, we understand that our operational excellence must be supported by continuous learning and innovation. So we actually established a strategic partnership with at the moment we have actually established a strategic partnership with Partners in Food Solution, PFS. So they are actually NGO, they're a non-profit organization that actually connect food companies in Africa with technical experts from leading global food companies. So, and this our partnership is actually centered around knowledge sharing, capacity building, and of course, it plays a vital role in improving our what's it called, our operation. So we believe that through our partnership with this PFS Partners in Food Solution, we believe that we'll benefit in the fall in so many areas, like access to world-class expertise, because we believe that they are bringing technical support and mentorship from some of their experts in the areas of food safety, quality assurance, food processing efficiency, and food development. We also believe that would actually receive capacity building from them, because they support the growth of internal talent of food companies. And we also believe that they are going to also improve our product quality and also safety, right? They will guide us to implement better food safety systems and also adopt, best practices, which are very essential for market competitiveness and also compliance. They also believe that they will be supporting our innovation and value addition, because we are better equipped to explore new product ideas. So those are things we're actually looking out from them. And we also believe that they will also strengthen our business resilience, by addressing some of our technical gaps, our business, because we believe that we want our business to be more resilient and also efficient. So At the moment, we're actually partnering with partners in food solution with respect to knowledge and capacity partnership, and it is strategic partnership. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you for doing this. So I'm happy that everybody is beginning to see where they fall or where their partnership needs, fall in. Okay. For Joshua is knowledge and capacity, and I'm seeing in the chat box, I'm seeing market access, I'm seeing inputs, I'm seeing finance. So I hope everybody is scrolling through the chat box to see who they can, do business with. But remember, run your due diligence. Don't don't go all in with anybody, and make sure that whatever you agree on, you have it written. Okay, it's important, like I said, to know why you need these partnerships, and I'm happy that Ishola has been able to say why he needs it. You may approach one or two partners, one or two organizations and say, oh, you want to partner with them. They will ask you why. And you must be confident to say your why. Okay. Now, quickly before we go into the Q&A, let me take the last question. Those of you that have, partnered with big organizations, okay, if you've partnered with large organizations bigger than yourselves, how did you manage power dynamics? Because there's usually that issue where you are with these people and they see you as very little and they expect you to, you would have your own request, you would have your own ask, you would have, told them how you intend to come into this partnership, and you will tell them also how you would love them to come into this partnership. But it looks like they are the ones driving that partnership. So if you've had that kind of experience, tell us the experience and tell us how you were able to surmount that issue, how you're able to solve that problem. I'm not seeing anybody's hand up yet. If you have ever partnered with a big organization, you don't need to mention the name of the organization. You just say this is the organization you've partnered with and you had issues with power dynamics, they wanted to take control, they didn't communicate well with us, and this is how you were able to solve that problem. So do we have anybody that wants to share that experience? Okay, it looks like there's nobody here that has that experience to share with us. But if you find yourself in that kind of situation, first of all, make sure you don't present yourself as one desperate business person. Okay, you see a big name in the business environment. Oh, I want to partner. Oh, it is a big name. If they hear that I'm partnering with this person, it's a big deal. And then you present yourself that way, desperate. Oh, I need to, whatever they tell you that they want from you, you would have to present it. But if you present yourself, your business as one with value, if you present your business as something that they too would actually need, okay, that's why I always say that it's good you research on your prospective partners, because you need to know what they need. There is no big company that has all the questions solved. There is none. They have a problem, they have a challenge, they have something they are dealing with, and that thing is something that you can provide. So make sure you present, when you come before such organizations, hammer on that value that you are adding to them. Don't be shy about it. Don't be cowed about by their big name and all of that. Let them know. They said even the rich man needs something from the poor man, whether you like it or not. And that poor man should be able to stand and say, yes, I have this thing and you need it. But for you to access this thing, you need to do this for me. Present yourself as a business of value. And if you've not done an assessment on your business, you would not even know. I talked about SWOT analysis. If you've not run an analysis on your business, how would you know your strengths? How would you know your opportunities? How would you know what you have that these big organizations can take advantage, can benefit from? Okay, so Now, let us quickly have the question and answer. I leave the moderator to coordinate this session. Let's quickly have the questions and answers.
Thank you so much, Ebere. I was already jotting down a lot of key takeaways from this partnership discussion. And I know as an entrepreneur on this call, we've also had our own key takeaways as well. And for me, one major key takeaway is that we should be decisive in kind of partnership we want to have. Always have a stakeholder mapping on how you can engage with the right partners, and your partner, don't treat your partner as a vendor, treat your partner as a co-founder. That really touched me. And I think it's time to open the floor for our audience. Please, if you have any questions, kindly use the emoji to raise your hands and we would let you unmute to speak. And while we do that, I'll be looking out for the chat box to see if we have questions in the chat box for our speaker. Okay, mostly what I'm seeing are still introductions. Okay, we have a question from Pierre. Thank you for your reply, Pierre Patoye. He's an agricultural entrepreneur from Mali, and his question is to know what sources of financing, green funds, subsidies, carbon credits, are there any resources available for agricultural businesses committed to climate resilience, and how can investors be convinced to support sustainable agriculture projects? Thank you. I don't know if you heard that, Ebere.
Thank you. Yes, let me attempt to to respond. So first of all, are you a member of the African Food Chain Makers? If you are not a member, then I would understand why you are asking this question. On our hub, okay, when you go to our website, you would see, up there, you would see home, community, and or you see opportunities. Click on opportunities, you will see a lot of funding opportunities, networking, and the likes, okay? And you can access any of them. They would actually meet these needs that you have mentioned, right? But beyond that, you can also, I don't know if you belong to any cooperative, okay? It's usually easy for communities or cooperatives to access funding opportunities, really, because you know that there's a structure. And if you must invest, if you must, what's the word now? If for you to make an investor believe in your product or believe in your value, I think that was the last question, right? How do you make your investor, believe in your product and maybe invest in you? We had that session last week, Thursday, right? At our agri-funding series. And we learned that you need to know your business first of all. Understand what you do, first of all. Okay. When you understand what you do, there is nobody you cannot talk to about it. That's one. Understand what you need. Understand what you need. One of our ambassadors at a training on Tuesday said that whenever she meets an investor and she says she needs this machine, she goes as far as saying the model of that machine. Any investor you are talking to will say, oh, okay, this person actually understands her onions or his onions. So make sure your ask or make sure your requests are not generic. You need an investor. What role do you want that investor to play in your business? You need an investor. What's the exit strategy you are giving that investor? Is the investor going to keep putting money in your business? You have to show that if you put money in my business, this is what I have to give back to you within so number of years. You must show it. You must prove it. Because every investor is a business person. That money he has and wants to put in your business, they didn't dash him. He worked for it. So you have to show. The reason why it's usually difficult to get investors is because they look at it and say, does this align with my values? Does this business align with my principles? Would it bring money? Would it return my money for me with interest? You have this understanding, my dear, you will get investments. You would actually get investment, but you must be able to communicate your value. Okay. I hope I was able to answer that question.
Thank you so much, Ebe. I think we have two ends up. Benjamin, I've asked you to unmute. Kindly unmute and ask your question. Benjamin.
Listeners, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Hello?
you. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, good evening to listeners. I am Benjamin, the CEO, Benimart Farms. Here is my question. Just about the joining of the African food change makers. If a business has been in operation for 1 or 2 years, but it is legally called a business organization in less than 6 months, what I mean by that is it is registered formally. It's not up to 6 months, it has been registered formally. Can such a person join the African food change makers? That's my simple question. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin. And let me just speak to the question. So the answer to the question will be yes, because like you said, you have the business already 1 year, but you registered this just in 6 months. So our criteria is that one of our criteria at AFC is that you should own an agri-business, and that business should be in existence for at least 6 months before you joined. So from what you explained, your business is close to 6 months, or if not 6 months, aside being formally registered. So the answer to that is yes, you can be a member of the community. So far, you have a certificate to show that your business is registered. I'm not sure the question was directed to the speaker, so I think it's a membership related question, and I believe I've been able to answer that particular question. Joshua, please can you unmute and speak?
Okay, so thank you very much, sir. My question is very brief, but I'll just lay a very simple background before I actually ask the question. So, like, if there is an agribusiness company, right, of course, that is trying to explore, a strategic partnership, maybe to expand their market share and also improve their distribution, right, and their market share, and maybe a potential that agribusiness company. And this potential partner actually have a very strong distribution network and deep market penetration. You know that already. But when you are now doing your due diligence, you actually, found out that this particular partner has been involved maybe in past controversies, right? Let's say maybe in labor rights, concerns, or maybe some reputations among local farmers and all that. And of course, this particular past controversies does not involve any legal spotlight. It's just normal, controversies from this partner. But on the other hand, that this particular partner, if you actually partner with them, they would actually boost your sales and make you have a market reach. So in that case, how would you handle such? Thank you very much.
So again, it depends on the principles of your organization. Okay. Every organization ought to have a vision statement, a mission statement, and some core values, right? If you want to enter into a strategic partnership with these kind of organization, you must be sure that they align with those core values of yours, your vision and your mission statement. Because it depends on what is important to you. Remember I said earlier on, is reputation important to you? Is impact important to you? Is profit only important to you? So if profit only is important to you, you can proceed. All right. And maybe sometime in the future, if there's any issue that comes up, you'll be able to roughen it. If reputation is important to you, it becomes tricky, right? Because if you are saying that your organization represents this, and you are partnering with an organization that represents opposite what you represent, that's a disaster, a future disaster. And then when problem happens later in the future, that you just said, no, it doesn't have any legal implication, nothing. When something happens later in the future, they will say, but you walked into this partnership with your eyes open. Okay, so you first of all must define what is important to you. And when you've defined what is important to you, you can proceed. If this partnership means a lot to you, before you go in, you need to get lawyers to make sure that you are well shielded by whatever legal implication what he has done in the past may lead to in the future. I don't know if I made sense. So if you say, I actually need to partner with this person, then don't walk in alone. Get a lawyer. Tell the person to be open to you and have conversations. The lawyer will draft a document that will protect you, from whatever legal implication that may occur in the future. Because if you don't do that, you become partners, and whatever this organization has done in the past comes calling sometime in the future, you will be roped into it. So make sure you do that if it is so important to you. Don't walk in alone. But if you think that reputation is a big deal for you, impact is a big deal for you, then you should have a second thought. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you so much, Ebe. I'm checking through the chat box and I'm seeing a question from a few of our members. One is from Nelson Ade. I am grateful for this moment. Earlier last year, a man approached me to be a partner in his company. First off, I am an organic farmer and I think he approached me due to my outings on Facebook. I didn't know that the partnership could be this way as you have explained during this session. He does the funding while I do the operations and we plan together, but basically he mostly funds. But I am not settled with that and I have since registered for my business. I want to opt out and build myself, though I have not made this known to him, but I see great potential doing it off him. Since other people are willing to partner and this information I can go with the paperwork. So the question is, what are the best approaches? So I think Nelson is trying to understand what's the best way to opt out from the business, from the partnership he currently has with the business partner, and is asking for your opinion on what the best approach is for him.
Okay, Nelson, this person has put money in your business. I don't know for how long, but the person deserves to have that conversation with you. I don't know if you entered into an agreement with him originally. So if you want to partner with anybody or any organization that is putting money into your business, make sure you have an exit strategy so that you will not be in this position, because there are some people that will be putting money into your business and in their head, they are owners of the business. You are just working for them. That is why it's important to define rules, because if you are giving me money and I'm handling the operations, I'm bringing in a lot as well. Okay, I'm bringing in as much as you are bringing in. Okay, so you must define that from the onset. I don't know if you have any documents, so it's quite difficult to answer. If you have documents, it will be so easy follow through with the terms of reference you have, the agreements or MOU you have a lawyer beside you. It's not quarrel, it's not an issue, okay? But before you even do that, make sure you have a conversation with him. But even before you have that conversation with him, are you sure it is what's the word to use? It is right at this point. So can you, if he says, okay, that's fine, we can part ways from here, can you raise the money that he has put into your business, plus the profits that money has, given you over time? So can you raise that cumulatively and share with them? That's a question. So you cannot wake up and say, I can do this thing by myself. I don't need this man's money. He will arrest you. He would arrest you. So you need to, first of all, do your maths, go back home. How much has he put so far? How much profits have you earned within the period that he has put money in your business? You have that figure. Then you can now have a conversation with him informally first. When you have that conversation with him, and then there must be an agreement. There must be an agreement that, okay, first of all, if he agrees that, no, I'm not done putting money in your business, then you now bring in but you have put this amount, we have made this profit. You have to be sincere, because I'm sure he would know your books. You have made this profit. You are willing to buy back his share from him, and you have that understanding with him with a lawyer. Okay. But if you don't have a paperwork already, I don't know how that can work, but seek advice from a corporate lawyer that will guide you on what you need to do and how you need to carry on, because there's a way you will approach the matter. If there's no document, there's a way you approach the matter that to trigger issues. And this person will see you as, oh, you are ungrateful, your eye don't open, you are now wise. So that's why you think you want to do this alone. And there are a lot of issues that you can't even capture. And when you leave that partnership, to be difficult for you to enter into any valued partnership with anybody, because people have heard how you treated your last partner. So make sure you get some kind of advice or consultancy from a lawyer, a corporate lawyer, a business lawyer, who would advise you on how best to handle this. But make sure you have at the tip of your fingers how much he has put in that business and how much profit you have gained within the period.
Thank you so much, Ebe, for that response. I can see Umar Hani has his hands raised. So please unmute yourself and ask your question, Umar Hani. If you're on the call, please unmute. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. For the African food change makers and facilitator, good evening. Thank you for this wonderful session. It is a partnership of your response due to the.
So I don't know if it's only me, but you're breaking. Your voice keeps breaking off.
I'm more, or let me just say, I'm a step ahead in terms of the business. In terms of starting, I'm not a startup business, but still, there's a lot of work for me. Yes, so I don't know when you are talking about once you're careful, maybe right from the beginning in terms of the agreement so far. So please, I need your advice on the kind of organizations or agency to reach on in terms of partnership. I'm into food processing. I'm the CEO for a business enterprise from the first stage of Nigeria. Thank you, Ma.
Okay, so I struggled to hear you. Your voice kept breaking. But you are asking what
Let me
type
repeat
of...
myself. I
Okay.
said yes. I had you mentioning and advising the team and participant on the partnership they should go with, because there are some that will use one's head if one is not careful from the beginning in terms of agreement and so on. So for me, I'm into food processing and I'm a step ahead. I'm not a startup. That's a startup, but I still need a lot of work to do for my business. So I don't know. I need your advice on the kind of agency or partners organization reach out for partnership that are business friendly, because not the...
Okay, I think I got your question. So at the beginning of today's session, at the beginning of my presentation, I talked about identifying your partnership needs. Okay, looks like you didn't join us then. And then I said that there are steps you must take to identify your partner needs. So on this call, I cannot say you're a processor, go and partner with this person. I'll be doing you a disservice. Okay, I will not be doing well for you because I don't understand your partnership needs. Now, there are different kinds of partnerships. You have the input partnerships. You have, for your, since you're a processor, so you would maybe need to partner with farmers or aggregators who will be bringing you products, farm produce for you to process. Okay. You have the technology partners, you have the knowledge partners, you have the funding partners, you have the logistics partners, and so on. But if you don't run an assessment on your business, you would not know which partnership is right for you at this point. I'm happy you recognize that you are not a startup, you are a growing organization, right? Now, go back home after this call, or maybe tomorrow, and run a diagnostics on your business. Analyze your business. Use the SWOT analysis. S for strengths, W for weaknesses, O for opportunities, T for threats, and outline them one after the other. What are your strengths? You outline them. What are your weaknesses? The weaknesses now are the things that you need, but you don't have. Okay? That is when you analyze your weaknesses, you will know the kind of partners that you need. What are your weaknesses? You will be able to know the kind of partners you need. Okay. And when you know the kind of partners that you need, you would now know how to reach out to them. Even the threats, when you outline the threats, what partners will shield you from those threats? What agencies do I need to work with that will shield me from those threats? Okay. But you need to run an analysis on your business. First of all, clarify your business goals. What are your goals? Why did you start this company anyway? What is your goal for this year? What do you want to achieve this year? How can you achieve it? Then you run your SWOT analysis, and then you can now identify roles for partners. Remember, your weakness, your threats, those two will help you identify the kind of partners you need to work with. Okay. Your strengths, the opportunities you are bringing to the table is what you are going to give back. So if you meet a partner and say, I want to partner with you on this project, I want us to do this, I want you to do that, you must be able to bring something to the table as well. You must have something you are bringing to the table. And if you can't talk about that, if you don't understand your strengths and the opportunities around your business. So I can't tell you, go and partner with this organization. I may be setting you up for disaster because it may not be what your business needs at the moment. Go back home, clarify your business goals, run an analysis on your business using the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Find which identify the organizations that exist within your ecosystem, within Zamfara State, within Nigeria, within Africa, that you can write to or collaborate with to help you close those gaps. And then run a background check on them, due diligence, to ensure that they align with your own vision, your own business goal. When you now are able to do that, you will now have options. When you now have these options, then you can now meet somebody and say, okay, I've done all these, that, and these are the people I've identified. Who do you think we can work with? I hope I've been able to answer your question.